should also talk about excuses.
Excuses, yes.
Yes. Why do people fall
like that.
in the trap of making excuses and blaming others when something doesn't work out?
Because we are all human. The flesh is weak. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And we are all human. We are all infallible. We are all fallible. We are all vulnerable. No one's perfect. So pretty much excuses are an easy way out. Because when you need to do something and you don't really feel like doing that something, excuses are a way to either sugarcoat the reality of that challenge or just to distract you from doing what you need to do. So if you need to engage in a tough conversation with your manager or to pick up the phone to have a tough call with a prospective client, excuses could be you just buying more time. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll send the person an email instead. Maybe I'll sleep on it. Maybe let's go for coffee first, and then hopefully things will turn out well. So it just detracts you from what you need to do, and it's just it lets you off the hook. So that's why it's nice to make excuses like, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. Today can be cheat day. I can get on with my diet tomorrow. Or one day I will do this. One day I'll do that. All right. So always postponing or distracting yourself. What was the other part of the question?
How do we get ourselves of making that habit? How do we get ourselves out of making the habit of excuses?
Okay, so how do you actually deal with excuses and push yourself forward?
Yeah, how do we stop making excuses and just getting on with things?
I like to see it differently. So I think excuses will always be there. But what I mentioned in my upcoming second book, which is called Mediocrity is the New Bitch, it says that always ensure that you execute more than you make excuses. Always ensure that your execution to excuses ratio is increasing and is positive. So whenever you make excuses, always come up with a means to take action. All right, and always learn how to counter and to rebut your excuses. All right, so let's have a little exercise here. Okay. So imagine you're on a quest to lose weight. All right, throw me an excuse and I will address it. Or what are some common excuses you could think of or you have made before in your life?
I've got to. I will start losing weight tomorrow.
You start losing weight tomorrow? Okay, so whenever there's an excuse, it's all about objection handling. So when you have an excuse, when that little voice in your head is giving you the excuse, you need to have a bigger voice to address it. If not, that little whiny voice will control how the day turns out. All right? So if the little voice says, I'll do it tomorrow, okay? So the big voice must say, yesterday you said tomorrow, so today is the day. Another excuse.
My body's just made this way.
My body is just made this way. Okay, I could see, but do you want to fit into that pants? Do you want to fit into that dress of yours?
Yeah, but I'll just buy a bigger size.
Just buy a bigger size? But don't you want to have a body that you're really proud of? Because if you want to buy a bigger size, how far can you go?
Well, my husband likes me this way.
Your husband likes this way. But is this the best version of yourself?
Well, yeah, because I've kind of never known any other way.
Well, there is another way when you actually take charge of being the best version of yourself, where you actually put yourself through rigorous exercise, because that's good for the mind and the body. It keeps you fit and healthy as well. So some other excuses people say would be things like, not enough time.
Yeah.
Okay, then the big voice should say, all right, make time then. Right, not enough time, then why were you watching Netflix for 2 hours last night?
Yes,
exactly.
True.
Not enough money? Okay, fine. Then why did you spend $50 on drinks last Friday? All right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what other excuses would be, I don't feel that I'm ready for this. Then the bigger voice can say, all right, so you don't feel ready, but you can still do it. All right? Because if you don't do it right now, you will not feel ready for the rest of your life. All right. Small voice says, I'm scared. The big voice can say, all right, do it. That's how you develop courage to overcome that fear. All right. The small voice says, I'm not good enough. Then the big voice can say, make yourself good enough then. Learn, stretch yourself, learn a new skill, train yourself, prepare yourself so that you're ready for this situation.
Yeah.
Small voice says, but I haven't done this before. The big voice says, well, that's how you try new things in life. Because life gets exciting when you do things which you have never done before.